Bitcoin's dumped to $113,000. Is this cycle over? Is that it? You know, I've been calling for $120,000 to $150,000 since last year, even before that, for this cycle to peak at. We hit 123,000. We've come down. Have we topped out? And what happened to all those people that bought at 123,000? Did they make the worst mistake of their lives by buying Bitcoin at an all-time high? And it's come down so much. And, you know, we have 3 green years in Bitcoin's history, then 1 year red, including 2025, where we are now. That's our 3rd green year. So it's next year, a year of red. Let's dive in and talk about it. And just really quickly for people, I don't think this is the top for this cycle. But if it is, that would be the greatest blessing. Like at $120,000 US, like $190,000 Australian. That's pretty much impossible for the average everyday Australian, everyday world citizen to be able to get to one Bitcoin. If that's sort of where we top out this cycle and we have a year of red and it's a bloodbath next year and it goes down to 76k, imagine if 58k was back in play. That would really open up possibility for the average person to be able to get to that one Bitcoin, which 100% I believe you should still do as much as possible. And if you don't get there, fuck it, doesn't matter. It's going out. No, 58k, that'd be the greatest. It'd make my day. But let's talk about this cycle. 120 to 150 is what I said. We hit about 123. We've come down to 113. Is it over? No, like a couple of reasons. They haven't really cut rates yet. Not everywhere around the world. And the money printing has not fired up. And anyone that's been paying attention that can do some simple math can see that money printer is about to fucking fire up and go bro. That's just what's going to happen. Does that happen in the next month? I don't know. Do we get a rate cut September? I don't know. Will we? Eventually, yeah. Governments are struggling. Australia's doing absolutely everything they can to be able to tax and confiscate wealth from the everyday Australian. There's superannuation, unrealised capital gains tax for super balances over $3 million. Oh, we just found out today it's probably going to affect 500,000 people. Not the 88,000 people contributing to this country that have provided value. They did something to be able to sort out their retirement, not to be able to rely on the government pension, but to be able to self-fund. You know, we vilified them, we mocked them. Tax the rich. Doesn't worry about me. Middle class, poor, come from nothing. Fuck it. Why should those people that have worked so fucking hard to be able to get ahead, to be able to exit that rat race, that slave system? Let's go after them, the ones providing value. Oh, and then we find out it's going to apply to the middle class and poor. No, I didn't vote for this. Yes, you fucking did. That's what happened. Vote for socialism, you get socialism. The fucking crony capitalism. It's disgusting. But anyway, we can opt out of all of this. And if you don't have $3 million in your super and you don't think you're going to, why not flick it over to a Bitcoin self-managed super fund and actually give yourself a chance? Yes, your problem will be that you'll get to that $3 million where you probably wasn't going to earlier. Cool. Money problems are still problems, but they're a fucking way better problem to be able to have, ladies and gentlemen. They're the best type of problems because usually you can just throw more money at it and fix these money problems. It's how it works. It's incredible. So I'd rather deal with having to figure out unrealized capital gains than say, oh, just fucking tax the rich. You know, because it's coming for everyone. The amount of inflation in this country, Like, that doubled Australia's money supply in the last 5 years. And I guess that's come back to Bitcoin. All around the world, fiat, it's going to zero forever because they can make more and more of it. Bitcoin, there's 21 million max. It's actually just a little bit under. Plus 4, 5, 6 million that are lost that are never coming back. You know, all that Bitcoin on the exchange that people aren't going to have. That's another story. Get your Bitcoin off the exchange, get it out of the ETS. If you're not holding your keys, they're not your coins. You can reach out, channel partner, the Bitcoin way, if you need some high level help to master your cybersecurity. The first 30 minutes is free. If your Bitcoin's on the exchange, you're exposed to number go up, but you're also exposed to a shitload of risk. And the price of Bitcoin, it can change day to day. Yesterday it was at like 118,000, now it's at 113,000. But guess what? One Bitcoin's still one Bitcoin, or 0.1 Bitcoin still 0.1 Bitcoin. And if you leave it on the exchange and the exchange goes bust, if you're lucky, like in Australia, some of the exchanges are insured up to $250,000 Australian. But you may not get that back for 3, 4, 5 years or ever. And by that time, one Bitcoin could probably be worth $500,000, $600,000, $1 million US. So get it off the exchange, please. The Bitcoin way, first 30 minutes is free. However you do it, just do it. That's the revolution. But in regards to the price and this cycle, it's going higher and it's going higher forever. Doesn't matter whether you buy it at 150,000, 120,000, 113,000 or 58K. In the long term, it really doesn't matter. As Bitcoin starts pushing over 1 million, 10 million, next 5, 10, 15 years, are you going to care that you bought it at 123 and it dipped down to 113 to 78 for 12 months? No, you're going to be super grateful. In the words of Eric V. Sachs, super grateful, super blessed. Maybe it's super grateful, super pumped. No, super blessed. I like that. Shout out, brother. It's every dip is for buying. It doesn't really matter if it's pumping or dumping. If we've got fiat, it's losing about 10% per year in purchasing power because they add 10% to the money supply each year. Where Bitcoin, it's going up at about 55% per year. Over the last 10 years, 5 years, 86% I think over the last 10 years. It's pretty incredible. I'll just try keep out of the shade because it's freaking cold down here. So I'm just trying to soak up the last remaining rays of UV. It's a life hack. Just get as much sun as possible and you can just look into it. Like, not health advice, but I don't know this thing about sunglasses and not staring at the sun. I've been staring at the sun for about 15 years. For about 20 minutes a day, most days. But sometimes 12 o'clock in the day, I'll just go out there and look at it. I'm not saying to do that. I'm just saying I do that. Because you can just do shit. And people tell you, it's not good for you. Maybe it's not good for them. But I think this is good for me. And I guess that's the thing with Bitcoin. Like, let's just put the conversation of the price of Bitcoin aside for a moment. Because it's just, Bitcoin's, the number go up. That's like the draw card. That's what brings people in. That's what gets everyone excited and fired up to be able to pay attention. That's what brought me here. Greed at the start. Not even greed. I just wanted to be free. I wanted to break out of the matrix. It's not a journey that just happened overnight. Just something that I thought of, concocted. I was like, oh, fucking magic internet money, let's go. I'm going to exit that slave system, that rat race, the bullshit job. Not a career, not something you love. But when you're at a bullshit job, like the definition of being somewhere where you would rather be somewhere else. May have amazing boss, colleagues, everything like that. But if you want to be somewhere else, it's a bullshit job. Been trying to do that for like 15 years. Maybe 11 years at that time, until I found Bitcoin. And I was like, okay, now this is exciting. That brought me in. I'm like, freedom. Yeah, magic internet money. I like this thing. It's only 300 times more expensive than when I first heard about it, but that's cool, man. Let's buy this funny money on the internet. And then you realize like everything else is the funny money and Bitcoin is the actual money. Everything else is fiat. And then you look around and you realize the lies. Like for me, looking at the sun, I've known this for a long time. It's all good, but the Bitcoin community, they'll talk about drinking spring water, not having anything with fluoride in it. They'll talk about when stuff's going on in the sky. These are all natural clouds today. Different story yesterday, all natural, tongue in cheek. I'm fucking with yous. Of course they're not doing shit to the sky. They're not spraying the lines, bro. That's tinfoil hat shit. Jabs, they're not injecting people with poison. You gotta be kidding me. Fucking steak, you can't eat that every single day. Kilo a day, bro? Nah, you're gonna make yourself sick. You don't eat any vegetables. You gotta have your foliage. All these things, all these little rabbit holes, that's the joy of Bitcoin. Not that they'll resonate with everyone. And that's the joy. It doesn't fucking matter. You get to choose whatever it is. It's like choose your own adventure novel with Bitcoin. You can go down the craziest rabbit holes, like fix the money, fix the world. How having verifiable money that's scarce can change everything. That's audited every 10 fucking minutes. Like when was the last time Fort Knox was audited? Has it ever been properly audited? Way back in the day. Back in the 70s. That's one rabbit hole. Or just the energy rabbit hole. Greenpeace comes out, Bitcoin mining is so bad for the environment. Uses more energy than small countries. Okay, that part's true. It does use way more energy than some small countries. But is that little bit of information good or bad? The WEF says it's bad. Greenpeace says it's bad. Oh, but it's stranded energy. It's energy that would just leach into the ground. Is that a bad thing? Nah, bro. That's good. That allows little towns to be able to build out, expand their infrastructure, to be able to stabilize the grid. Just look into ERCOT, what they're doing in Texas with the grid there. It's incredible. Australia needs Bitcoin mining, especially if they want to go along with this bullshit. Net zero. And then you go into that as well, you know, renewables, they sound so great. Wind, solar, so clean. Maybe, I can't even say maybe, I can't justify it in no way possible. Like the amount of raw materials that go into these things, really bad. And then they've got a shelf life of like 20 years and then go in landfill, really bad. Or there's a big hailstorm and you've got a paddock that would have been prime agriculture land just covered in broken solar panels. Another bad thing. There's nothing good about this renewable energy. Hydro's renewable. That's really renewable energy. Let's go for more of that. I'm all in favour of that. Or Australia. Some of the world's biggest, best uranium deposits in the world. Can't use it, bro. It's too good. We can't have cheap, affordable, safe energy for the Australian public. We need to keep them fucking shackles. That's what's happening with this. And it is what it is. Energy just keeps getting more expensive. Gas keeps getting more expensive. We're shipping so much gas offshore. And we get nothing for it. No tax receipts. We just fucking tax the people providing value, working away. They're 9 to 5s, small businesses owners. Anyone that saved for retirement, just fucking confiscate the lot here in Australia. Have everyone rely on the fucking government. So that brings us back to Bitcoin. We have got the opportunity to hold Bitcoin in self-custody, where unless you hand over those 12, 24 plus words, single sig, multi-sig, time-locked Bitcoin. They're not fucking getting it. It's the first time. It's the peaceful revolution. You can just fucking opt out of the tyranny and you can just go do shit whenever you want, with whoever you want. And that brings us back to the price, $113,000. Don't get shaken out, please. Study Bitcoin. I'd recommend reading the big print. It's for about 95% of the Bitcoin books that have ever been written. And that book, for the common person, for the everyday person, he does such a good job. I couldn't recommend it enough. Not paid, not sponsored. And I've spent $2,200 on buying Bitcoin books for people for nothing I get back for that. Apart from the satisfaction of knowing that they're fucking saved. That's worth it. That's worth it. But like, read that book and just hold on and get more. Like, if Bitcoin needs to be at $150,000 or $200,000, this cycle, that sucks. But it's all good. How's it getting better and what else is possible? We're just going to put the camera down and I'm going to get out the matches and we're going to see if we can light this bad baby back up. Just get more of it. As much Bitcoin as possible, because none of us have enough. Like, I reckon the more you know about Bitcoin, the more you want. And we've seen that. Like, people like Preston Pish, Mark Moss, they're not slowing down. Nobody's slowing down on accumulating Bitcoin. They're getting more. You know who's not slowing down getting Bitcoin? Adam fucking Back is not slowing down. He's going out playing the Bitcoin treasury companies to get as much fucking Bitcoin under his control as possible. Good on him. Good on all these fucking CEOs for playing the Bitcoin treasury game. Every fucking business should have Bitcoin on their balance sheet, because if they're saving in dollars, they're absolutely fucked. Like, that's the story. But they're also getting other people to pay for their Bitcoin stack. Fuck yeah. To be able to control that. Good on them. It's not something I'd participate in willingly. I want to hold Bitcoin in self-custody. Yeah, some of these things may outperform Bitcoin in the short term. And maybe even in the long term. But they're leverage plays as well. And you have no control over the Bitcoin. The Bitcoin's not yours. The government can come up with arbitrary rules or fucking unrealized capital gains taxes or whatever it is. And you're subject to it because it's the fiat system. But everyone wants more Bitcoin, and all we can do is just get more and more Bitcoin. And if today's day one on Bitcoin, like, well done for choosing this as your first video. I very much doubt you've listened to 18 minutes this being your first day. Bitcoin's a trip. It's a rabbit hole, and there's so many things going. And if you talk to anyone in regards to Bitcoin that's been here for a while, they want to tell you everything at once, because it just like opens your mind up layer after layer after layer, and that unfolding in consciousness. It's phenomenal. It's absolutely incredible. But I understand that's not right for everyone. You know, we can only really hold 3 bits of information in our mind at one time. So number 1, read the big print. Number 2, just not financial advice, but really look at getting as much Bitcoin as humanly possible. At least that's what I do still. And don't worry about whether it's 120, 200,000, 250,000 if you're buying it, or 58K or $3,000, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It's just like day in, day out, or week in, week out, or fortnight in, fortnight out. Like, on whatever you get paid working, whatever job it is that you're doing at the moment, just save in Bitcoin and continue to save. And if you're saving it for 4 years, at least for me, it gave me the opportunity to exit, to be able to break free, to be able to escape. And it actually doesn't take that long. But if you can just stay working at that job and then stack skills on the side to be able to leave that job, you've got the runway, the purchasing power behind you, and then go out and do your own thing, and then you've got all that Bitcoin behind you. I think that's the best way for the average person. And we can't really outsmart the bots, the Fed, everything like that. But we can outsmart the gamblers, the people that are trying to get rich quick. We can play the long game, which is just buy, stack and chill, hold it, buy more of it on the dips, and then just keep buying it. Let's like this. And then it's just enjoy the sun or whatever it is, you know. For anyone that's new, I've said this story a couple of times, but like, I live for flying. It's something that I've dreamed about for as far as I can remember. My dad was a commercial pilot. My mum was a private pilot. It's something that I've grown up with, that I love, and that's gotten me through some really hard, terrible times in my life that I didn't think I'd survive. And sometimes it wasn't even flying in those early years. It was just having the dream that one day I'd be able to soar in the sky, in the clouds, being in school, looking out the window. You know, school was a bullshit job. There's somewhere else I'd rather be. I'd rather be outside in the sun or up there in the clouds, and I'd just dream about it, and I'd daydream about it. Anyway, I got my private license, I think 2017, 2018, and, you know, it took quite a few years to be able to get it, but I persisted, and I got there, and, you know, I had it. And then I could, like, start living my dream, which was to be able to fly. Dream, fly, dive. Either in the water, on the water, or above the water. That's what I'd say. And, you know, a couple of scenic flights, a little bit of fun charters, and then started getting into Bitcoin. And then COVID hit. And at that moment, I just said, for the next 4 years, I'm not flying one more time. I'm going to stop flying. I'm going to accumulate as much Bitcoin as possible, because it's pretty expensive. It's about $390 an hour hire, wet hire. So that includes fuel. You know, it's a lot of Bitcoin you can buy when you're doing that week in, week out, or even month in, month out, whatever it is. So I stopped. And then I got to the 4-year mark, and I'm like, fuck. No, I need to go one more year. I just need to keep going. And then year 5 came, and I booked in for my medical, and I booked in for my check flight, and it was cyclonic winds, and the instructor wanted to cancel, and I said, fuck this, man, I've been waiting 5 years in 1 month, because I found out it'd been 5 years in 1 month, not 5 years. I'm not missing this unless it's like illegal to go up and fly, and it wasn't. So went up and I got it, and then I've been flying since. But over those last 5 years, I stacked skills. I stayed at that bullshit job that, to an extent, like, I really enjoyed. I got really good at it. I became excellent and pursued excellence within it. But I still wanted to be able to do my own thing, to be able to work at home, no shirt, no shoes, to have steak at lunch, to be able to travel, to be able to go flying on a Friday or a Tuesday or a Wednesday, to be able to go down and jet ski whenever I felt like. I wanted to be able to have that choice. And you can't really do that when you're employed. You let the team down, you let your boss down, you let the organisation down. But over the last 5 years, I stacked enough skills to be able to go out and create an online education company. Fuck. Maybe I should have stayed at school. To be able to provide massive value to someone very dear to me, with incredible intellectual property, but didn't quite have that online leverage. And I guess anyone can do that. Over the next 5 years, if this is day one, stay at your bullshit job. Accumulate Bitcoin week in, week out, or month in, month out, whatever it is, for 4 years. But stack skills as hard or as fast as you're stacking Bitcoin, to learn to navigate, to be able to prompt engineer with AI, that broke me free. That got me out of the rat race, the matrix. I couldn't recommend that enough. To be able to learn to talk on video. I was so awkward, so shy 5 years ago. I couldn't just talk off the cuff with anyone about anything at any time. Just wouldn't happen. I would barely start conversations with people. Complete introvert, shy. That changed. To be able to video edit, create websites, launch businesses, product design, to be able to hire and train staff, to be able to cold outreach with emails, like all these little skills. Find out what your end goal is. My biggest goal right now is not to let this baby go out one more time. and do that. Like, it doesn't matter what it is, because my life is not your life. Your life is your own. It's unique. It's remarkable. It's glorious. There's only one you. And there has to be something bigger, more purposeful than going to school, going to university, getting a good job, working for 40 years, 40 hours a week minimum, and then retiring when your body's broken, your mind's broken, your soul has been crushed. There's got to be more than that. And I think for who you are, you've got a purpose. Let your light shine to allow other people's lights to shine. So like everything I did, like it may not work for you. AI will. Very, very much so. AI is coming to replace everything. I just don't see how it's not going to. So we've got a couple of years left, so the people using it are going to have the longer runway. Tradies, I think, next, they're going to have a real good runway as well, but eventually a lot of those things, especially in new builds, are going to be replaced. How cool is that? It's like sunny as, and then we've got a rain shower there. Like, life is just so beautiful, and people have worked so hard. Like, how's this for sad? How's this for fucking tragic? Someone could have worked 40 years, going back 5 years. They worked for 40 years. They saved, they scrimped, they did everything. They got to $2 million in their savings. The government prints 50% of the money supply and their purchasing power. The 40 years of their life they just worked. They slaved away with. They did all the right things. That 40 years of savings reduced to 20 years in the blink of 5 years. Fuck that. Like the fiat game, nobody's early to it. Everyone's late to it. Bitcoin, yeah, some people bought it $100. It's when I first found out about it. I didn't buy it there. It was well over 300 times more expensive. I'm still fucking playing catch up. I'm still buying today at these prices. Well, I bought yesterday at yesterday's price, which were 116,000. I'm not sad it's down to 113. I'm just pissed off that I don't have more cash coming in right now today to be able to buy the dip even more. But all the way down, all the way back up, I'll keep buying because we're still early. It's 16 years old. Fiat, 100 years. It's at the end of its life. The quintillionaires, they won that game. Bitcoin, $2 trillion asset. We've got so far to go, baby. So it doesn't matter, $115, $150, $200,000. Maybe we do hit $220,000 late this next year. Late this year or early next year. Still going to come down from there. So why do we want it up there this quick? I don't. Just like the cheap sats. But it doesn't matter. We'll get them at the price we deserve. Whether it's higher or lower, it doesn't matter. Nobody can game that system. Apart from the paper Bitcoin, and they're going to try with the paper Bitcoin. And I think we'll save that for another video. Red parrots. Fucking just beautiful. There's a bunny, well, not a bunny, a hare last night here. Well, it's a random rip, you know, another year around the sun. I just wanted to take a moment to let you know that I think everyone should be paying attention to Bitcoin. I couldn't think of anything more important Actually, I can. There's a lot more important than Bitcoin. Like, number one is your health. Number two is your relationships. But then number three is your wealth. But I think if you don't have all three, health, wealth, and relationships, it's like a tripod. You're not standing up straight, are you? You're not standing tall. Imagine having the greatest relationship in the world, but you can't afford to feed the kids, put a roof over your head. That's going to get harder and harder and be more and more common for more and more folks. Like, there's fucking already a homelessness and housing crisis in this country. Mental health crisis. Everything's getting worse, especially for people saving in fiat. I don't want this to happen. It's just what happens naturally with a fiat system. It's fucked. So we can opt out of that. But you need all three. Imagine having the greatest relationship, but you don't have your health. Probably don't have the best relationship then. What about that making love? That's part of it, and that's a healthy exercise. Sexercise is the best exercise. If you're in a loving relationship, it's one of the best parts. You don't need to go out chasing that booty. You've just got somebody that loves you back. It's amazing. It's incredible. And then health. Eating steak every day can be pretty expensive. It's very easy to spend $350 a week on steak for not even like the premium cuts. You can do it way cheaper. You can do it for about $200, $220 per week for one person, a kilo a day. I'm sure you can do it even cheaper than that as well. But wealth gives you the option just to be able to buy whatever you want to be able to nourish your body. And, maybe you want to go out and enjoy a cigar, that nicotine, that healthy. I'm plain. Smoking. They need to put a fucking warning label on it. It's ridiculous in Australia. So this is a proper label, but when you buy them, they cover them up with these fucking vile green. They've done so much scientific research into the color of green that they wrap around the labels that make you feel like disease or whatever. And the placebo effect? I wonder if they're just trying to make people sick with something that potentially doesn't make people sick. I'm not talking about cigarettes. They're full of fucking vile toxic chemicals. But just tobacco? You wonder. You really wonder. Anyway, that's all a fucking psyop. All of it. Don't trust me. But verify. Please do your own research and just choose what it is that you want to do. Maybe you want to stay at your job. Maybe you want to be CEO. That's what I thought, and that's why I stayed there for so long. For a while, and then I realized, fuck that. That's not what I want to do. I want to be at home in the sun with my wife, just to be able to travel, work a couple of hours a day, and get paid for it, and then move on. Be able to have a team, highly trained, skilled people that can just fucking execute, where I'm the dumbest person there. That's what I want. You can just do shit. So just do it. But don't copy anyone. You can find here's a good example. Preston Pish. I admire that man so much. Peter McCormack, highly respected. Tony Yazbek, love him to death. I think he is the greatest warrior that I've ever met. Lawrence Lepard, I am so grateful to call him a friend, and I just think the world of him. All these people though, while there's certain things about them that I want to integrate and emulate, I am not them. I don't copy them. Just be me. But like what Bruce Lee says, take what works and discard the rest. Maybe that's not the full sign, but fuck it. That proves the point. You can just do shit. So, just live your dreams. Bitcoin, for me, it made it possible. Not the number go up. that helps, but it's the study, the looking at the health, the wealth, what we drink, what we think, all the lies about everything that media, the school system, everything tells us. The signal within Bitcoin, like with the Bitcoin treasury companies and stuff, there's a lot of shit coinery mindset come back in, and the get rich quick and all that shit. And we're sort of moving away from fix the money, fix the world. But like when you're just talking with Bitcoiners, OG Bitcoiners and stuff, that mindset, that clear thinking, critical thinking, that sets you free. I absolutely love it. But fucking paradise. The great outdoors, G-O-D. This is my God. Actually, that is my God. The sun, I don't know. Everything is everything, and everything is energy. On that note, please do something nice for yourself today. There's somebody else out there. If your Bitcoin's on the exchange, get it off. If you need help, the Bitcoin way, first 30 minutes is free. Peace.